Let's start back to front. Fucking birds. Alright guys, Pitbikesonic here, and I'm just going to give you a little midweek video because this is the last day before the CW pit bike gets put in the back of a lorry and taken all the way to Spain. So in today's video, what we're going to do is I'm just going to completely go over the bike with you guys, tell you the full spec of the bike, go through every little bit from front to rear and tell you all measurements and all the little upgrades I've done this summer, and hopefully answer all the questions that you guys want to know. I often get asked, how long is your rear shock? How long are your front forks? What jetting are you running in your carb? All these sort of things. What is the main gearing for the bike? We're going to go through all of that today. So stay tuned guys. Let's have a look completely through at my 2024 CW bike. Right, so here she is guys, all ready to go. It'll be packed in the lorry tomorrow. Shall we start front or back? Let's start at the back. Right guys, so we'll start at the back. We'll go around this side first, tell you everything that hopefully that you guys will need a hand with. So we'll start at the back. Obviously we're running 12-inch wheels with PMT SS tyres on. SS tyres guys are what I find are the best tyres to run throughout the majority of the season. Obviously if you have cold meetings you run R's, and if it's wet then you run wets, but you can also run the R's in pretty wet conditions as well. So that is it. Yeah, most common rear sprocket to use is a 39. If you can get hold of Talon ones, definitely get hold of Talon ones. Talon ones are a lot lighter and do last a lot longer than the pig eye and Chinese ones you get with a bike. So definitely a well worth upgrade. They're quite expensive, but they're not too expensive. I think they're about £25 instead of about the £8 what the Chinese ones are, but a well worth upgrade. So Talon 39 rear sprocket. We've got the D&M rear Hornet shock, and I am running a 295mm length. That is bottom hole all the way up to the top hole. So that's the rear shock. Pretty common. I believe they're about £250. Don't quote me. Guys, I'll put links and as much of this stuff as I possibly can in the description below so you can find all this stuff. Going around the other side for the back, we've got the Mark III Scorpion exhaust, and I have got a very nice carbon fibre cover along here. Guys, don't ask me to send you a link for that because I can't find it anywhere anymore, but it is a very nice carbon fibre cover. There are loads of pit bike ones about. A lot of them are fake carbon, but this is genuine carbon on this one. Sticking with the rear, we've got a standard rear brake, standard pit bike rear caliper on there, but we have got the Hell brake line hose on it. I don't use the rear brake, so there's nothing much really to say about that. I don't use it. Might do some skids there now and again, but that's about it. So go back round this side. Running a 16 front sprocket. Once again, that is the majority of the places, unless you're going to play. Well, you can run a 16 everywhere really, apart from big tracks like your T-size and your Three Sisters where you will have to go up to a 17. But 16 you can pretty much run anywhere, unless you're going to really small tracks where you would have to put 15 on the front. So going along, we've got before we talk about the carb, we've got all the overflow pipes going into a little waste container here that you have to run for both championships in BMB and Fab. Obviously they don't want it leaking all over the track, so you have to have this little expansion bottle here to catch it all, along with a catch tray in case something goes wrong with your engine. Moving up to the carb then, we got the Mikuni 26mm carb, that's the biggest you can run in both championships. We've got the velocity stack on there. Some people are for them, some people are against them. I do run it. And the jetting that I have got in here is a 145 main with a 30 pilot. So I often get asked what jetting I'm running, and it is a 145 main with a 30 pilot. And it's hard to tell from here, but if you can see it there, that is where the mixture screw is just at. So it's just off flush where it pokes out, if that makes sense. And obviously you've got the idle screw here. Obviously you twist that in, the bike will rev high, you twist it out and the bike will drop in revs. and then obviously you got your choke you pull in and out up here. So that's everything carb wise. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's in the engine. So you saw the rebuild episode a couple of weeks ago. So we're running thin head gasket. Apart from that, everything's pretty much standard. I don't run an electronic ignition. It is completely standard. Obviously I run the Gen 3 bottom end, not the Gen 4, because we'll go around the other side. So I think the clutch bracket just gives you better starts. It's a lot less jerky off the line. So apart from that, yeah, running pretty much a standard engine there, apart from the thin head gasket with 7.1 racing oil ran in it. Moving over to the front then, guys, so we've already seen an episode on this. We got the full floating Parker front disc. You can't get this kind anymore, but he does do a full front and float disc. Once again, I will put a link in the description below. We've got the Brembo front brake. That is off a YZF-R125. If you go on eBay, there are loads about. Once again, if I can find one on there, I will put a link below for one. So that is all that side. I'll come around this side, talk about the forks. We'll look up top quickly, guys. So up top, we've got an uprated Chinese master cylinder with really good brake fluid in. Put the best brake fluid you can. Once again, Hell brake line, front brake line on top as well. And then we've got the Pro Taper bars. Forks, we are running the 680mm M-Tech M2 forks. So yeah, they're perfectly suited for what these bikes are. And obviously we're running 12-inch wheel on the front. These are W Racing mag wheels, but there are loads of different ones on the market and they all do the same job. I recommend getting them from Aaron Parker. Over to the HT lead, we're running a Spitfire HT lead. These generally seem to be the best, and especially in wet weather, they seem to hold out the water. If you get the cheap nasty ones, then generally you'll have running issues in heavy rain. So yeah, best to always get the good ones and always get a really good HT cap as well. Behind the HT cap, we are running the NGK Iridium spark plugs. If you can, go for the more expensive Iridiums. Obviously, they just run a little better with them in. And like what I was saying about the Gen 3 engine, guys, they just have a longer bracket than the Gen 4s. So I find there's more adjustment there and you just land up getting a lot better starts because you've just got a lot more feel with the clutch. Moving back up top, guys, we've got a Domino quick action throttle. They're really smooth and responsive, the Domino throttles. So it's probably the best throttle I've had on a pit bike. We've got our bar end protectors on each end. Obviously, that's another requirement you need for both championships to be protecting the track. But hopefully, guys, that is everything for you. Hopefully, I've answered all your questions. Alright guys, so that was a little look around my 2024 spec CW pit bike. Hopefully that helped you guys out with things like jetting, gearing, fork length, shock length, everything that I seem to get asked quite regularly. This bike will be going on the back of the lorry tomorrow off to Spain. I will be filming that so you guys can see all what goes on when you're taking your bike abroad. Once again, a massive thank you to all my Patreons. If you'd like to sign up to my Patreon, get in contact with me on Instagram or Facebook and I'll tell you how you can do that and get some massive benefits from the channel and get some really good discount codes for some really big pit bike suppliers. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, I really appreciate it if you can give it a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit this subscribe button here. I'd love to get to 2,000 subscribers before Friday when we leave for Spain. And if you want to watch some more videos, hit this button here. Cheers guys for watching and I'll see you again for another vlog. Bye bye.